Hi, welcome to Auntie Nat's Crochet. Today I'm going to make a pumpkin basket. I'm going to use cotton yarn and I'm going to use 4mm hook. For this basket, in order for it to able to hold its weight, I'm going to use 2 strands at the same time. So this is actually a 5-ply yarn, cotton yarn. So I'm using 2 strands. If you can get a 10-ply yarn, then you can just use 1 strand. Okay, this basket is orange in color because it's a pumpkin basket, especially for Halloween, since Halloween is around the corner. So we're gonna start off by making a magic ring. Okay, you can call this a magic ring or a magic circle. You chain 2. This chain 2 here will count as 1 double crochet. And now I'm going to make 11 more double crochet, which means I'm going to get 12 double crochet all in this magic ring. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do, because I'll have more videos to come in the future. Two, 4, 6, 8. Nine, 10, 11, 12. The written pattern will be in my blog. The free written pattern will be in my blog, and I'll share the link in the description box below. And besides the written pattern, I will also share the link of the other Halloween stuff that I'm going to assemble into this basket. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I have 12 double crochet here. I'm gonna pull tight and seal the ring. Okay, now I'm gonna slip stitch to the first one, and I'm gonna hide this tail as well. So I'm gonna pull it upwards here and do a slip stitch. Okay, after the slip stitch, chain 2. Chain 2, now we're gonna do increase in each and every one. So there'll be 2 double crochet in each. While you're doing this double crochet, hide this tail as well, because this is not amigurumi. This is going to be a this is going to be a basket. So later on I do not have to hide it with a needle. I can just hide it now. So you do 2 double crochet in each stitch. Just now we have 12, and once you reach here, you're gonna have 24 double crochet. Okay, I'm at the end of the row. Just now we started with chain 2, then we did 2 double crochet in each. So now the last stitch here, we already have 1, so I'm going to do 1 double crochet for the last stitch, and then I slip stitch to this first one, and you count, you will have 24 stitches all around. Now for row 3, depending how big you want your pumpkin basket to be, if you just want it this big, then this is your circle. If not, we can make a few more rows. Okay, row 3 will be chain 2. I'm going to do a double crochet first. 1 double crochet. Next one, increase. Increase means 2 double crochet in one. Then I'm going to do 1 double crochet, and now 2 double crochet in the same stitch, which is known as increase. Oops. Okay, so 1 increase, 1 increase, and once you reach the end here, you should have 36 stitches all around. Okay, I've come to the end of the row and I have slip stitch to the chain 2. And now for row 3, I'm going to do chain 2. I'm going to do 2 double crochet followed by an increase. So all in this row, you're going to get 48 stitches all around. So I'm going to do 2, oops, sorry, it's a double crochet. You do 2 double crochet, 2 means 1, 2, followed by an increase. Okay, you're going to do 2 double crochet, 1, 1, 2, followed by an increase. And you're going to do 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase. And I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of the row. Okay, I've completed this row. Sorry, I mentioned wrongly just now, it should be row 4. So let me repeat. The first row, the first thing we did was the magic ring, where we have 12 double crochet in a circle. Then second row we have 2 double crochet each, which is an increase all around. Third row we have 1 double crochet followed by an increase. And the fourth row, which I mentioned third row, which is the fourth row. Fourth row we have 2 double crochet followed by an increase. And now the fifth row is going to be chain 2 again. This time we're going to do 3 double crochet, means 1 each, here 2, 3, and the fourth one we're gonna do an increase. Increase means 2 double crochet in the same stitch. And in this round, you're gonna have 60 stitches all around. So it's up to you. If you want your pumpkin to be this small, just a small basket for a young child, you can stop here. If you want a bigger one, so that you can put it on the table with all your candies, then you can do up to row 5. So I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of the row. Okay, I've come to the end of the row, which I'll have 60 stitches. So this is the end. I'm gonna slip stitch. This is not like the normal basket where I'm gonna work my way up. No, I'm gonna make the side here on its own, and I'm gonna sew it to the base to make it more pumpkin like. So this one, I'm gonna cut the yarn. I'm gonna cut the yarn and I'm gonna sew it here. sew it around here, because later I'm gonna connect, I'm gonna hide this. So this one I want it to be the front and this to be the inside of the basket. So I'm gonna do it this way up. So here I have 60 stitches, which means I have to make more than 60 for the base, because now my pumpkin, I'm going to chain 21, which is for the height. And once I chain 21, I'm going to work with it this way, and here I'm going to shrink it a bit, pull it to loop it in a bit, then only connect. So since here I have 60, means I have to do at least 65 rows. Okay, this one I will hide it inside here. You can just hide it anywhere here, because we're gonna stitch it anyway. And later when we are stitching it, we can actually hide this tail in between our stitches. Now it's just to fasten it a bit, so later when I'm gonna connect with the sides, I'm gonna hide it here inside. So now we're gonna do the top part. I am going to chain. Now the chain is, we are making the height of the pumpkin. So up to you, what do you think your height would be? How high do you want the pumpkin to be? But I think since it's a pumpkin, you cannot go too high. It might not look like a pumpkin anymore. Okay, I'll try with row a chain 21. I'll see how high it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Is this tall enough? I think it should be, because here we're gonna curve in a bit, so the height should be around here. Yeah, I think 20 should be enough. So it's gonna be like a half pumpkin thing. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 21. So 21, because we're gonna start from the second stitch from the row, I'm gonna use the bum. I'm gonna use the bum side to crochet. So from here, the second bump, actually it's the first, because here you can't see the first one. So here, which is the second stitch from the hook one doesn't count, 1, 2, so the bump, or you can count as the first bump, I will do single crochet. Continue to do on all the bump, single crochet until the end of the row. Okay, this is how it's gonna look like. So once you're at the end of the row, chain 1, turn your work, and now this is your chain 1, so that we're gonna skip that. the one that is connected to the foundation chain here, this V, not this one, we skip this. So this V, we're gonna use the back loop, only the back loop. We're gonna do single crochet. So once you reach the end, same thing. Once you reach the end, you chain one, turn your work, and continue to do single crochet on the back loop. Oops, sorry. And like I said just now, my circle has 60 stitches all around, so I plan to make around 65 rows, 65, because I need to do more than what is there. I need to shrink it a bit, make it curve in like a pumpkin before I connect it to the base. So I cannot make just exactly 60. What I mean is here, this is 1, this is 2, this is the second row. So 1, 2, like this. This is the height, and this is the part where I'm going to connect to the circle base. So I plan to make more, maybe more by 5. So 65 rows. If you have seen my mini pumpkin video, I'm gonna make something like that, but on a larger scale, a bigger one. Okay, so once I'm at the end of the row, just remember I started with chain 21, which means every row I should have 20 stitches. So you're gonna count and see whether you have 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. If you do not have 20, it means you might have missed the one at the end there, at the end. So when you're once you're at the end, same thing, chain 1, turn your work, and work only on the back loop. Remember to skip one. I mean the first one that doesn't count. So you continue to do this, the single crochet all the way, turn your work, single crochet on the back loop. End of the row, chain 1, turn your work, single crochet on the back loop until you get the whole thing, until we get the length that we want to fit our circular base. Depending if your base is a small circle, you can continue to do this and you measure against your base to see if it's fit the whole base, and do slightly more, because here we're gonna shrink it a bit to fit the base. I'll come back to you once I get the length that I want, which is around 65 rows. Then I'll see whether it's gonna match my base. Okay, I think I've come to the length that I want. It does look a little bit long, but it's gonna be a basket. If I am going to connect it like this, here will look exactly like a basket, but now I want it to look more like a pumpkin. So what I suggest is, this is the first time I'm doing this, I'm just trying out, so I made it a little bit longer, a little bit bigger. It's not exactly the same size of the circle. I made it extra, and you see the extra here, so it's slightly longer, and I'm going to seal this part here. I'm gonna seal this part here, and later on here I'm gonna pull a bit. If you have seen my previous Halloween pumpkin video, that's where we pull this and make it into a knot. But this one I'm gonna pull just a bit, and I will sew this onto it and see how it turns out. Okay, here I'm gonna leave a long tail for sewing. I think this is long enough. You do not have to know exactly how many rows you need for this circle. All you have to do is just measure and see if it fits the circle. Make extra few more rows. So now I'm gonna connect this part. Okay, I'm gonna connect this part. I'm gonna sew it this way, stitch by stitch, because the number of stitches here will be the same as the number of stitches the other side. So I'm gonna go this way. This is one stitch, this is the next, and you continue until the end of the row. I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of the row. Okay, I've successfully connected here, and now from here until here I'm gonna sew like this, and later on I'm going to pull. I started from here, so now I will pull, make it curve in a bit, so that it look more like a pumpkin than a basket. I hope it works. Because this is way bigger than the pumpkin. If you have seen my pumpkin video, the Halloween pumpkin, it's the same way of pulling. It's just that it's small, so it's easier. You do not have to pull until it's all sealed up. You don't have to. All I want is just, it will just move inwards a bit, so that it look more like a pumpkin over here, instead of just straight down. And here you can either use this side or this side, up to you. Which side do you think will look more like a pumpkin? And then here you're gonna slowly connect it. So it means that when we connect it to the side here, it not necessarily be exactly on the edge. It could be slightly in a bit. You know, it could be like this. So long, when you hold it down, when you pull it down, it looks more like a pumpkin. I mean, it curves inwards instead of just straight down like a pot. This is not easy to sew and show you on video. So I'll come back to you once I have successfully connected. So all you have to do is you pull, you make sure all these move in a bit like this, and if you want, because this one might move, you can just do a few stitches here and there so that this one is kind of like lock it. It will not move anymore and it will stay like this. So this looks more like a pumpkin. And later on, we're going to seal this here. So depending on how you're going to seal it, you can seal it on the inside. You can seal it this way. Once you stitch it, it will not be so obvious. Now because I have not stitched it yet, so it's kind of obvious to see there's a line here. So at least now here the base look more like a pumpkin, right? And here we will have a basket. And later on you can just add in all your Halloween stuff inside, even your candies and all. I'm not gonna make the handle because this is kind of big and I find that this is more cute without the handle. I'll come back to you once I've connected the base. Okay, I've completed the basket. So this is how it's gonna look like. Here, it's all sealed up. I didn't manage to get it right in the center. This is the center, but it's kind of like a bit out of the center. I got carried away. But anyway, here it's perfectly sealed and it does look like a pumpkin. It looks more like a pumpkin now instead of a cylinder pot. And inside here, I already sew the sides here so that this flap will not open up. So this is how my basket gonna look like. I'm gonna attach a short video on how I'm gonna assemble this Halloween basket. So this basket, I'm gonna fill it up with candies, and I'm also gonna fill it up with my Halloween pumpkin. I have some colorful Halloween pumpkin here. I still have one more hat. I have some broom. I'm gonna attach cobwebs too at the side of the basket, and the whole basket, maybe I'm gonna put it on top of my Halloween cobwebs doily. So if you want all this as well in your basket, I will share the video in my description box below. All this is under my Halloween collection videos. So I'm gonna share all this in my description box, and all the free written pattern will be in my blog, which will be in the description box as well. So I hope you like this video as much as I do. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in my next video.